Good afternoon, everybody. I almost said good morning and then realized I am running behind. So I am so happy to be here, and I'm glad to be here actually on a Thursday, which is awesome for me to get this in my schedule. Um, I'm so happy to be here and to share with you and to be able to just give some thoughts on encouragement for you as you work your merch business. Um, I kind of thought today a little bit about what realistic expectations are for us in the merch world. In other words, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And so I really want to talk about that a little bit. And I kind of, what brought this up to me actually was just seeing some posts, not just here, but other places about, having items that are put up in the Amazon catalog and then not seeing results, within a couple of days or a couple of weeks or even a month or so. And it really got me thinking a little bit about the importance of setting realistic expectations for our merch business, because it's going to be too easy if you don't do that it's going to be too easy if you don't do that to give up rather than just, waiting out the process. And if you wait out the process, it'll be worth it in the long run. But it's not like overnight success. I hope that makes sense. So I guess I wanted to ask everybody here, ask yourself this, post it and let other people have conversation about it. What are your personal expectations with your merch business? What are your goals for your merch business? Are you looking to replace your income? Are you looking for some just additional side money to maybe save for your kids' college or go on that special vacation or to buy that neat new car? Or, what are your personal expectations of what you want your merch business to be? I really would love to start some conversations on that. Maybe I should just make a post and start at what are your expectations, and let people, or start a thread and let people answer that. But I just wanted to remind everybody here that merch is a platform that minimizes risk, which is one of the most awesome things about it. But it doesn't minimize work per se. It certainly is if you have the capability of being able to outsource things, like I'm currently using Nate's Use It or Lose It art form, which is helping me out a lot. But it's not minimizing, the fact that I still have work that I need to do. I'm just using that as a way to help myself to not get overwhelmed with everything else going on with Q4. But I think it's important that you understand that you still need to understand the basics, the foundation of merch. You need to understand the landing zones. You need to understand the titles, the bullet points. And if you don't understand that after going through the training, then make sure that you're asking questions here in the Facebook group, because there's lots of people here that are really happy to help you. And I think, one of the things that can be really important, especially right now, we're kind of in this place in the Amazon world of, August can sometimes be a slower time of business, except for maybe if you're a bookseller and you sell textbooks. Now this is their Q4, so to speak. But this can be one of those little lulls before the Q4 storm, so to speak. And so this might be a good time to maybe take a step back and to just check yourself a little bit and try and ask yourself the question, are you having realistic expectations? And if you're not, then maybe you want to change your expectations and instead make them realistic goals. It's been hard for me to be a written down goal person. That's not something that I am by nature. And so that one's a little bit tougher for me to be able to do that. But I have found the benefit of it. And whether, you write it on a blackboard, if you put a sticky note on your computer, or, whatever it is, a reminder on your phone, whatever it is that you need to do, it's important to write down some goals and set realistic goals for yourself so you can maximize the best thing that you can with your merch business over Q4. So I think I want to spend just, a minute encouraging people again to ask questions in the group. If you feel like you're stuck, you've taken a second, you've stepped back, you've set some realistic expectations. And so the next thing that I'm going to encourage you to do is ask questions. Ask questions within the group. How do I get to those, those realistic goals that I've set now, so that I can move forward and continue to grow my merch business? I would encourage you to diversify. Stephanie has this awesome course on Shopify. So that's a good way going into the fourth quarter, where you can take the information that you're learning here in the Wingman Merch Crew and, about landing zones and titles and bullet points and art and everything that we're learning here. And you can take it and diversify it a little bit going into the fourth quarter to maximize your success there as well. And I'm also going to just encourage you to be patient, because again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. This isn't like overnight success. It's great to hear these stories of people that, like the Eclipse shirts or whatever, where they got put up and people made, thousands of dollars, in 2 weeks or whatever. That's great, and it certainly can happen. But again, I don't think that's a realistic expectation for us to make just as a regular business model for our merch world. And so be patient. Be patient as you're learning the process. Be patient as your t-shirts are getting put up. Remember that you have to go back and revisit your landing zones and your bullet points and your titles. I was really pleased to see that somebody had posted, and I'm sorry, I should have checked the name before I started talking about this, but she had gone in and she'd done some tweaking over the course of a couple months, I think it was, and was finally starting to see some success. She didn't give up on the landing zone because she'd done the foundational work. She had the landing zone, she had the words, she just needed to tweak and learn as she went. And then she was patient and was able to get the results. If you need really fast income, merch really isn't the platform to depend on, but it is long-term worth the effort that you're putting in right now. So I just want to encourage you in a very big way to take, again, this little bit of lull time, set some realistic goals for yourself, understand that there is work involved with that. If you have time challenges, then it's good to know too that there are resources to be had here. The Use It or Lose It art form. Is that available yet, Nate? I should have asked that. That may not be available yet here. If so, it's coming. It's coming, and it will be made available. I might have just put Nate really under the bus there. I hope not. But there's resources here that are available, so make use of them. And make sure that you're understanding that, again, this is long-term. You can, yes, you did get one live, Stephen. And actually, I'm finally seeing that there's people here. Sorry. Yes, Q4 is coming up fast. Yes, it is for sure. Yeah, and I think it was one of those things this week, actually, that kind of got me just going down this road a little bit. I'm going to go on a bunny trail here for a minute. It was one of these that finally does realization that made me understand that we are like 6 weeks away from the middle of October. And generally speaking, the thought process is, and you can hear this from a couple of different sources, that from the merch world, you want to be putting up t-shirts that are, about 6 weeks out from whatever the event is that you might be targeting, or the landing zone that you might be targeting. So I'm thinking about this. It's like, what? Halloween is in, like, we're already there. We're already there. We should already be thinking about Halloween things, because that time is coming up way faster than we're thinking about. And again, going back to, you just need to set some realistic goals, because if you don't do that, first of all, as I said, you might find that you are getting discouraged and you'll give up before you should do that. I mean, I am just really encouraging to stick with it here. If you're finding yourself in any place of discouragement, please come in and ask the group for support and help and whatever it is that you need. But let's set some realistic goals. Let's understand that Q4 is coming, and it's coming faster than we think. And so let's start taking this little bit of time right here to just kind of plan for that. Set a realistic goal, get your foundations in place, understand where you're at, ask questions if you are unsure about what your next step needs to be, and then take action and move toward those goals. And again, like I said, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So we're looking at kind of a longer term time type of thing. But it's so worth the effort that we put into it, especially as we see that there's more stuff coming out the road with merch like pop sockets, and now with Amazon Marketing Services becoming available for merch on a rolling basis and those types of things, opening it up into other international markets. If you're looking at all the telltale signs that Amazon is giving us, is that they're ramping up merch. They've spent the last couple of years determining whether it was going to work, and now they're ramping it up. And so if we take our time, we set realistic goals, we get our foundations in place, and we put the everything that we need to do to put in place now, it's going to benefit you in the long run. So anyway, I talked a little bit longer than I planned on. Again, Stephen, you can get this too. I'm sorry that it was this afternoon and not this morning. But I wanted to make sure I got here on a Thursday to just, give everybody a little voice of encouragement. Hopefully, maybe a little poke or prod too, to help you to take the steps that you need in order to be, at the place that you want to be after Q4 is over and planning for 2019 already. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. It was great to see here. I am so happy to be in this group. I'm so happy that everybody is here and just, available to help each other. I really appreciate this group a lot. So anyway, y'all take care, and we will talk again next week. Bye-bye.